Good, good, good. I'm a biblical money mindset discipleship coach. My clients call me the fun money coach. So what I do is that I help them uncover their hidden money block by transforming their relationship with money so they can earn more without fear, they can sell their product with confidence, and they have fun stewarding their calling without
Mm,
striving or making money an idol. So I've really
love
helped
that.
them understand what is the fear behind them being obedient when it comes to doing
Mm,
money task in their business, like promoting or selling or
mm,
even looking at their numbers. So I'm not
mm,
the budgeting person because they come to me because they already have a business coach or they already work with a money coach, but they still can't take the step they need to take to actually see the result because their money mindset block there that is stopping them. So it's an amazing work
mm,
that I get to do, and people come from different backgrounds. So some have a very strong scarcity mindset. Some
mm,
will have a very strong striving mindset, which I call
mm,
greedy mindset. And
mm.
some will have what I call a poverty mindset, believing that money is evil and therefore they can only get that much. And if they want to be a little bit more successful, then it's bad for them. They become a bad Christian. So we have
Mm.
to re-look at the Bible and what it actually says to
Love
be
it.
able to let go of that, let go of the wrong identity as well that they have put on themselves. So it's a lot of work on their worth, finding their worth in Christ alone, not the amount of money they receive, the number of clients, or what they do. And then looking at what does the Bible say and changing the way they think, feel, and behave with money. So that's the work that I do.
So, so I provide Christian career counseling across the nation in Canada via Zoom. I've been doing it for over 4 years. My clients, they take the strong interest inventory, which that pops out the top five like areas of interest, and then each career might list like 30 different jobs, and I research 2 to 6. Potential jobs. I research definitions, programs, and even realtimeindeed.com jobs for them. And we go over those areas in session. For example, if it's animal sciences, I might research like vet tech and veterinarian, and I'll show them the compare and contrast. If you want to be a vet tech, you can go to your local 2 year school. It's not very
Oh,
much
yeah.
money, but you're not going to make much money. Veterinarian, you have to go out of state. It's like 5 or 6 years, but you'll make more money. And then at the end of the session, we come up with some doable goals for them under each category for them to accomplish for the next month. So shadow your uncle who's a veterinarian, talk to your cousin who's a vet tech, some other, there might be accounting or, other areas. And then it's a one and done session. So I check in with them after that month and I say, how are your goals coming? Just for accountability purposes. But I do pray at the beginning and the end. I actually ask for like a prophetic word for them during, before we meet and during our session. I impart that to them. I actually do some traditional career counseling as well. I do have my master's in counseling psychology, but I took a 20-year hiatus to stay with and homeschool my girls. And so when I empty nested, I started this business. So it's career crossroads counseling. And that's kind of what I do. As a side note, I also do non-crisis and premarital. I have to say facilitation because I'm not a licensed therapist.
Yeah.
Facilitation across the nation via Zoom as well. So that's under my friend's counseling agency locally. I live in Grand Junction, Colorado, so I'm 20 minutes from Utah, so the western side of Colorado. But my business is career crossroads counseling. So that's what I do.
That- Yeah, if you can speak into that, let's say, Denise is coaching someone that's considering career. What would you do to encourage them that there is hope to expand and it's okay for them to earn money and what would you do in
Here we go. This back.
that space?
So my last client was a career coach. That's what
Oh,
she really wanted to do. And she also had a part-time job that she was holding on to because the money was, consistent. So she was scared of letting go when God
Mhm.
was really telling her, you need to go full on the other career coach. So
Mm,
I help her with that mindset. So for your question, when we look at someone new who's looking at pivoting or doing something
Mm,
different, it's important to ask what is the fear behind just starting something new? Because
mm.
there's another layer much deeper that
Yes.
they are actually struggling with. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
for the person would be everybody know me at this person. And now I'm trying to
Identity.
do this. So what will
Mm,
people think of me?
mm,
Some will tell me, I have done this for like 20 years. I don't know anything about that. Who am I to start something new?
mm,
So there's layers to their fear that you need to dig deeper to actually find the root. And once you get to the root, then you can create the strategy that you need in order to help them. Like I have a process with the fear when we look at, okay, what is the things that the worst case scenario, if it were to happen? And often when we face the fear, they're like, it wasn't such a big deal, actually. But our
mm-hmm.
mind is making it so big, it catastrophizing everything that we stay stuck in inaction and believing that it's not actually for us.
Mm,
But when we delay what the Lord is asking us to do, is still delay disobedience, right?
yes.
So it's important for us to once understand this, but also partnering with the Lord because coming back to surrender, He needs to be the one leading the way. Otherwise, you're doing it on your own strength. And then who gets the glory when we do that is us, not Him. So we
Mm,
need to shift. And that's why my framework is called flip the table. We need to flip that on its head because it starts with God. God is telling you what He would like you to do. And then you're holding on to His righteous right hand all the way, even though it feels scary. That's what faith is the strongest. So you need to hold on to the Lord and do that. So I hope I'm answering your question, but for you as a career coach is dig deeper. You may, they call it rattle their cage, but you need to do it as a coach to actually find what is their blind spot, what they are actually knowing that is holding them back, but they are too afraid to say it.
So as leaders and those that want to business owners and coaches and what is there anything that you were inspired to share on the topic of surrender? I know, Raina, you mentioned about, we need to surrender as far
Yeah.
as when it comes to money and, our
And it's a
our
difficult
mindset.
thing. Yeah. It can be very challenging to surrender, especially when it comes to, money, the money that you receive, even though you know mentally that God is the provider. When it doesn't match what you see on your bank account, there are bills to pay, the struggle is real. So it's important to not dismiss the way that they are currently feeling and the fear that is rising from not having the money that they think they need in order to survive. But they're also that beautiful, it's like a paradox where surrender is still present in the midst of chaos. And the joy of the Lord is still there, even within the struggle. And this is where the surrender is is so, how will I explain it? It's so personal to each one of us because we all have a different way of feel safety in the Lord. For you, it could be because he is the provider, or he's the healer, or he's your helper, or your shepherd. Whichever character of God you're holding on to will help you surrender and understanding that he is sovereign. So, for me, to help me with the surrender is to help me remember who God is. God is in control of all things. Also, God's know me the best. He created me. And in 1 Peter, he's telling me, cast all your anxiety on me because I care for you. So why am I so afraid to letting go of a situation, but giving it to the Lord when I know that whatever will happen will be for my good, for his glory, but also to refine me to be more like his son, Christ Jesus. So it may not be what I want as an outcome, but it will be the best for me.
Mm,
So when I reframe that you know, in this way, then it felt like, okay, like Jesus was saying in the mount, please take away that cup from me, but not my will, but your will be done. And I think that's what true surrender is. It's
Mm,
still pleading with the Lord for what we want because He's our Father and we can ask Him our heart desires, but also know ultimately He gets the last word.
wow, that's beautiful. And it does take faith.
Yes.
You know, that does take faith. And I like, you had mentioned that it's very personal because it does. It comes back to our experiences, our personal experiences, and again,
Mm.
even our personalities,
Yeah.
because, those that are used to results and taking the forefront will have a hard time letting go.
Mm.
And those that are high eyes who get, um, excited to do something, it's focus. I mean, that's one of my things. And then high S's are, they relinquish a lot of, they'd probably go, okay, surrender. And then they don't do what they need to do, so there's
Yeah, that's
that too.
passive.
And
Mm.
passive. And then, the high C's are the ones that are very detail oriented and they do want that control. So it's very hard for them to let go.
Absolutely. The
And
perfectionist that I have,
perfectionist, oh my gosh, that might
oh,
be the most difficult because
yeah,
taking faith, there is a feeling of risk, and we have to open our hands and
yes.
let that go.
And this is where the mindset work is so important because there's a reframe.
Yeah.
Because how high is the risk when you see who is the one holding on to you?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you see, there's a shift that can happen here when you fully understand who God is. Because I
Yeah.
think people have their own perspective of who God is, and they put him in a box that is actually not who he actually is. And because of what they have done, they have misconception of like, oh, he will be reacting like this, or my father in heaven is angry at me because I didn't do X, Y, and Z. Like so many things that is
Mm,
stopping them from actually have a deeper relationship with the Lord. And this is where I come in and like remove all of the layers of the onions and say, no, open your eyes.
yeah.
This is not
Yeah.
who God is. He's so much bigger than what you believe.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also what's I feel the need for I host this monthly network meeting and also have been scheduling live interviews with those to share their faith. I call it faith in
Mm,
action
yeah.
because there's so much misconception.
Mm,
And and that's another thing, when we're networking together, we encourage each other because all of us can get distracted or forget.
yeah.
We need to be reminded, oh no, no, this is what the Lord says, this
Yeah.
is how he really
100%.
loves you. And then sometimes we don't recognize some signs of occurrences that happen and they go, no, see what that happened? That, is God's hand, you know.
Yes.
But that's why, yeah, it's beautiful how the Lord does bring us together and work through that. So Denise,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on surrender?
Yeah. I think just pertaining to owning my own business, I think a lot of it is being very open-handed with my schedule, with who he brings across my path, how I'm willing to pivot. For example, this is in the premarital piece, but I had a premarital couple that wanted to continue marriage facilitation, if you will, afterwards. And that's normally I'm just a 6 session girl. And for years I've just done 6 sessions. And I said I would pray about it. And honestly, I was like, no, Lord, this is what we do. We do 6 sessions. This is what we've been doing. And he's like, I want you to make an exception for this couple. This is what I have for you. And it was a surrender. Honestly, it wasn't, I'm being real transparent. It wasn't necessarily desire of my heart. It's been hard. It's been stretching. Yet I feel like this is what is God is doing. And so that's just an example of I just have to be completely open-handed because it really is his business. It's his ministry. And even, time, I'm like, oh, I do not have time to take on another client. And he's like, yes, you do. Or no, you don't, and just trying to be very, very in tune with how he's leading and what he's saying and making sure I'm getting out of the way because I could just be like, no, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. Remember? But Jesus was really interruptible And Jesus, like, there were times Jesus is like, I'm going to go away and pray. And they're like, no, actually, you're not. You're going to do it. And you're going to stop in the way in Samaria, and that's out of the way, you know. And so I'm just trying to be surrendered. I guess if I could encapsulate it in one sentence with my time.
Mm,
Yeah.
that is something. Yeah, because we need to plan. We need to make the goals. In fact, I was going to do like a mini course on putting together your own planner, because um,
Ah.
yeah, because I have a lot of training in the Franklin Covey method through when I
Uh-huh.
was working with corporations. So it's been over 40 years, but
I
you
was like,
go
I
through
remember a
different
long time
seasons.
ago.
Oh, I know it is. It's a long time. So
Mhm.
I've used it and it's been very effective. And I've adjusted it for each season I've gone through from having young children, they get older,
Mm.
we start a new job, we take on some other properties, and with networking anyway. So I was working on a mini course on, okay, even if you don't use a formal planner, this is the method. And
Mhm.
and
Mm.
then right now that, it's a whole different season. Now I'm helping take care of my mom. There's nothing that stays the same. Everything is like,
Mhm.
so I've really customized it to be flexible. And so I want to share that because I can, imagine there's many people don't even use planners. Back to the surrender topic is you have to balance that between planning and then being flexible enough to, okay, life happens. How do we adjust and
Mm.
let him, and we keep on saying, okay, God is in control. We didn't plan on this. Raina.
Sandy, can you please repeat or write down the name of the person that you say, like the method that you normally use to create your time, your planners or anything like that?
Covey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Franklin Covey.
Would you mind writing it down on the chat? Because I'm sure I will make a mistake when I will write it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about you, Raina. I said, I bet that's a very American method. I remember like 30, 40 years ago looking at that.
I know. There you go.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like this last year, 20, because it's already 2026, 2025 was the first time I had clients, the career coach, which is from New Zealand. Otherwise, my clients are all from the US,
Oh,
Canada, Australia, and even some from London. And I have even Asia. Like I had one person from the Philippines, one from Vietnam, not Vietnam. What is the other one? Malaysia, sorry.
wow.
So it's such an amazing thing that I
Oh,
get to work with people for so many different countries.
yeah.
And the reason why I'm sharing that is because for them, surrender all look different because of their upbringing and their culture as
Yes.
well. So that's why I say it's so personal because they have a different, for us, the European and the people from Asia have a
Mm,
different sense of worth and pride and ego and values that is not
sure.
the same as
Wow.
us.
Yeah.
So it's such a beautiful thing to see, wow, how much they emphasize of, oh, if I do this, people will judge me for that because
Mm,
the lens that they see themselves through and is all because
mm,
of the place they're from.
yeah.
And and so it's interesting to see how their upbringing have influenced how they also see God, but how we can universalize everything by going back to the Bible and say, this is the God of the Bible, not the
Mhm.
Mm.
people that you think have say X, Y, and Z, but this is what God says about himself in his own word in the Bible. So before you look at any devotional or anything else, go back to the Bible, look at it from his own words. And then you can do some more devotional, get deeper if you want to, but go back to the word first. Otherwise, we can skew the view of who God
Mm.
is because of the world
Commentary.
influence.
That is so true. So I just started, I've never read through the Bible completely.
Ah,
But this year, my husband and I are taking that challenge. And Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, they have the 360 Bible in 365 days. So
Oh,
I'm using that app now, and we've been listening to it every day. And she just simply reads straight the Bible, no commentary, no
yeah.
nothing.
Mm,
And just like you said, it's like just straight from his word. And
Mhm.
then, we can look deeper or, get some other, commentaries on it. But
mm.
yeah, that's
Yeah, I think it's important because I mean we are all human and we can all interpret something that was written in the Bible from our own experience and our own lens. And sometimes that can be we can interpret it in a totally wrong way compared to the biblical perspective and what actually happening in the context of when the
in the
word was
context.
written.
Yeah.
So this is why I often tell my clients, please, it's okay to go and look at other places to get nourished or to do more things, but go back to the Bible first with no, like you say, no comments, no nothing. You read and you ask God, please, with your Holy Spirit, help me understand your word.
Yeah.
That's so important. Because I have seen amazing Christian get led astray and believing something that is absolutely not biblical, but because they read it in a devotional who did X, Y, and Z, but it was from the wrong teacher, who say like Jesus have warned us, be careful who you're listening to, because there's a lot of wrong teachers out there. There's wrong prophets, and the shift is so small that they don't necessarily notice that they are actually going the wrong way. So it's really sad. It's like the prosperity gospel. You know, I have people who have such a really negative relationship with the Lord because of the amount of money they have in their bank account and because of the church that they left who told them, give, 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 and then you will receive so much money. So it's like using God as an ATM machine or a
Mhm.
genie and expecting him to give you something in return because you've done something. And then
Mhm.
they come to me and say, I have so much debt because I have given so much, but nothing happened. God doesn't love me. God doesn't do anything for me.
Mhm.
Where is that teaching coming from? Like, God do tell us give with a generous heart, but it's also tell us to be a good steward. So if you're
Mhm.
giving and then get yourself into debt, are you a good steward with the way you manage your money?
Mhm.
I don't think it is because giving is not just about finance. It's about your time. It's about resources. So yeah, so it's really sad to see how the church have taught the wrong thing when in regard to money and have affected so many households. And some of them have just walked away from the Lord, believing that the Lord doesn't love them, that they may have made a mistake. And
Mhm.
because they have been told you don't have enough faith, that's why you don't receive what you ask for.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
how painful that is.
Mhm.
Um,
I think we lost Raina.
I know. That was really good. I really enjoyed what she was
Yeah, yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, no, she had a lot of wisdom and insight.
Mm.
Maybe she'll pop back on. It seemed like her
The
internet was a little,
connection
yeah, a little glitchy.
all the
Yeah.
way from New Zealand.
Yes.
So,
Ancient
as far as
Greek.
a word for the year, did you
I
think of
have
one?
I have
Ooh,
one.
what is it?
Yeah, because I take New Year's pretty seriously. Like I vision board. I did a vision board for my personal and my business. I do personal goals. My husband and I will. He had the flu, so we were postponing, but we usually will do um, like couple goals, family goals, household goals, travel goals. What we hear our adult children's goals, they given those to us and we talk about how can we support them, whether it's even financially or praying or and then health goals. I mean, I'm kind of a goal girl, but my word for the year is actually a phrase, but it's the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Oh,
So that's my phrase for the year is the joy of the Lord is my strength. And I'm excited to see how he's going to bring that about. I was gonna say, have you talked with Raina before? There she comes. I was gonna ask her a
hi.
question real quick. Are you back?
yeah, forgive me. I don't know what's going on. The Wi-Fi just stopped, and then I tried to hotspot it from my phone, and nothing happened.
Mm.
So sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Because your words were so inspirational, the enemy wanted to cut you off, but
Yes, we
you're
were
back.
like, we lost her and she had so much wisdom. I had a
Yeah,
quick
I'm
question.
sorry.
Sandy just asked me about my word for the year, so I know she wants to ask you that, but I do have a quick question. Raina, how do you get these clients all over the world? Just out of
So
curiosity.
I have a podcast called the Fun Money Habits podcast.
Ah, okay.
So I've been doing
Ooh,
it for over 3 years, maybe now, or two
okay.
years. And so people find me through this. My Instagram is also my where I chat in the story a lot.
Okay.
That's really my little hub for social media. And I'm
Okay.
part of the mastermind that you mentioned before, you see. And so this is a great platform for me to promote, and then people have the, know, like, and trust. And so I
Yeah.
had recently had have a few clients directly coming from that group who
Okay.
have noticed what I talk about, and they like the way I teach. And so they
Mm-hmm.
decided that they wanted to partner with me and help them with their relationship with money.
Okay.
So I will say those are the three ways that I get my lead. I have a website and I have a quiz, a free quiz to help you identify your
Uh-huh.
current money mindset. And from
Uh-huh.
there, they get into my ecosystem. And then
Sure.
they get my weekly emails where I say, oh, I have just released a new podcast. And now I'm recording it. So I'm putting it onto YouTube, which I wasn't doing before. It was always just podcasting.
Okay.
Um, so people can now have different points of touch where they can find me. But
Okay.
I have had clients coming directly from the podcast. They saw the
Wow.
podcast. They saw that I tell them, if you want to chat with me, you go on Instagram at Christian Money Mindset. And then I
Uh-huh.
receive a DM and they're like, can we have a chat? I want to work with you. Oh, okay. And then I
Wow.
say, where did you find me? And say, oh, I listened to your podcast and I know that you are the right coach for me because you're very biblical in the way you approach money. And having money is not an issue, it's just your heart posture. So they understand that it's okay to have money as a business
Uh-huh.
owner, but it's just how you see it and what you do
Yeah.
with it that could be the
Yeah.
issue. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I've been very blessed to work with people, as you mentioned, from
Mm-hmm.
all over.
Mm-hmm. That's
And it's an
fantastic.
amazing growth for me as a coach too, to see the differences between people's childhood and
Mm-hmm.
how their childhood is impacting their relationship with money today
Mm-hmm.
as an adult. Because in the program that I have, my 90-day mentorship program, there's one phase where we looked at the impact of your current mindset. And I do an exercise called Uncover Your Money Story. And it's a drawing exercise with then a reflective question to understand how your journey as a child to now in relation to money have actually influenced how you see it and what you're currently doing with it. So
Yeah.
it's very emotional because
Uh-huh.
you go back to see what mom and dad did and
Yeah.
how that had affected you. But once you
Yeah.
understand the origin of it, then you're like, why am I still believing that?
So good.
You know? So
Yeah.
it's really deep work that I do. People often think,
Yeah.
oh, she's just going to help you with a budget. Not at all.
Uh,
It's
yeah.
so much deeper than a budget. Why are you unable to follow your plan?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know?
So good.
So,
Can you put in
yeah.
the chat your website? I'd love to
Of
check it out.
course.
This is great.
And I think I have friend request you before I got kicked out on Facebook.
Okay.
And I don't know if Sandy, I think we are friend on Facebook already, aren't
I
we?
hope so. I'll double check on that.
My name is Raina Tahiti because I'm from Tahiti, so my friend could find me because they never knew my my new married name. So I said, oh, make it
Oh,
easier.
okay. So your Facebook name is what?
Raina Tahiti. Oh, I just find you. I just sent you a friend request.
Okay. Okay. And for each of you, I'd love to we'll schedule a live Substack. I've done it with Denise, and if you'd like to do that, it's
What is it?
um, so I've been using Substack to do live interviews to make
Oh yeah,
help people to recognize what you do, and I
I
have
would love that.
okay, yeah, because then you can share your insights because you had such just a refreshing perspective for
Thank
money.
you.
And I think, yeah, part of my, I felt the Lord wanted me to pursue, this platform, um, was because it's simple for one thing. You just get on your iPhone. I think you can do it on your computer now, but it originally was just for people to just get on the iPhone and the app, and then we go live, and it doesn't limit you to your connections. It goes out there. And so,
Okay,
we'll
that's
see
great.
what draws in. But I wanted well, so the word that I came up with for this year, 2026, is light, because I really want to help. God has given me that desire to raise up the visibility of those that are, has his message, and so
Yeah.
that's my goal, is to make you guys shine so that more
Thank
people
you
see
so much.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
She also makes you feel very comfortable with the Substack. Like it's no pressure. Yeah. So
Thank you.
it's live, but she's just super, it's conversational and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just makes her get
And what I love about Substack when we do go live, that it helps break it up into little reels so that you can share it on
Ah,
your website, um, and
this
it
is cool.
it's not like a big production, so it seems like more frequency rather than, and that just seems like the way of today anyway.
mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm,
Sound bites.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll definitely, I'd love to, before we get off even, if we can find some dates, Denise, if you want to go live, even, in the next couple days or something, I do have some time, but
So we
And
didn't
for
ask Raina what her word was for the
yeah,
year.
what's your word, Rena?
my word, oh, to be honest, I haven't really chosen. I think surrender will be my word. I take it
Okay.
back. I take back what I say. Surrender will be my word because I'm going through a very challenging period with my husband. Work situation. It's been since May, and I think we are being refining through surrender right now.
Mm,
So I will say surrender is still going to be the word of the season,
okay.
for now. Yes, but otherwise, I don't know. I have so much expectancy of what can happen. So I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel overflow.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it could be in my joy in the Lord. It could be in those new connection and relationship, in the provision that he may bring in. Whatever he will do, I feel when you're so close to the Lord, there's a natural overflow of his radiance and his joy because you are, that reflection
Mm.
from from that. So I'm not sure. I think probably those two words could be something for me.
Yeah, nice. Well, okay, so if you were thinking of this year or that right now, who are you trying to reach? And maybe, when I do the live Substack with you, we can share it. Naturally, our faith will come through our conversation.
Yeah.
But as far as, framing, usually like 1 to 3 points or something, or, what who are you trying to attract? And so maybe we can try to figure out the conversation and how that could attract the right people and see how they can connect
Yeah.
with. So,
Yes. And I would love to tell you, but I have a coaching call with a client in less than 10 minutes.
oh,
So I will
okay.
have to jump
Well,
on to the next one. But what we could do is we can organize what I call a coffee chat where we
yeah.
can just chat about what we could do. So let me just grab the link and I drop it in the so we can have the right timetable because we are in different part of the world. Um
I know. That's right.
You're
The
20
time.
hours ahead from me. So you're 20, probably maybe 19, because it's the other way. I don't know for Sandy, but yeah.
yes. And same for you, Denise, if you just want to chat. I mean, I'm always
Oh yeah,
keen for
that'd be
chatting
great.
with other people.
Yeah.
It's here is Wednesday, the 14th of January, and it's 9:50 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yes.
have a look at the calendar, and I'm gonna be next week on Friday the 23rd for me, so it's Thursday for you girls. I'm flying back home where the background is there for a whole
Uh-huh.
month to be with my parents.
Oh,
So
nice.
depending on when you book the call, I may be talking to you from the beach of Tahiti. Who knows?
Nice.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, definitely. And then,
But
yeah, I'll book a time with you too, Denise. And then maybe, it's what I like to do, even do the Zoom. I get a quick discussion on what the strategy what we'll do, and then we can jump into the Substack call, so
Mhm.
that, yeah.
yeah,
So
It
anyway,
was nice to meet you, Raina. Yeah, I would love to connect with you further. So,
absolutely. Please keep
yep.
in touch. My DM on Facebook is always open. If you need prayer, I'm your prayer warrior for you. So don't hesitate to
uh,
send me a message.
I am also a prayer warrior.
yes,
So
Denise is also a prayer
I
warrior.
am an intercessor. Yep. So right back at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you take care. I really
Yep.
need to go to get ready for my
Enjoy
next call.
enjoy your session. Yep. Bye.
Okay. Thank
See
you.
you. Bye.
Bye. Well,
Did
that
you
was really nice.
Yeah, sweet. Did you have any more of well, let's see. She wrote, I don't know if you could see the chat, but she wrote, I help
Yeah.
Christian women entrepreneurs earn with peace, sell confidently, and steward their calling joyfully without guilt, striving, or making money not. That's great. That's a great
Hmm.
encapsulation of what she does. People I want to reach. I mean, I think I have, obviously who I work with, especially with the business piece, is anyone really at a crossroads. But I
Mhm.
think I've more and more lately been having a heart for people who feel stuck in their current
Okay.
job. So I
So
do,
adults, you're talking
yeah.
about
I mean, I
adults.
do reach sophomores and in high school, and I do reach people who
Okay.
are retired and looking at second chapter, and I do all that. But
Hmm.
like if you were to say this year, I think just coming off the heels of that summit of people being laid off, one of the topics that I talked about is, well, if you aren't getting laid off, but you're not happy with your current job, what are some things that you can do if you feel stuck in your current job? And that kind of, some of it ties into what she's talking about, where there is that mindset. Am I, I'm not willing to take the risk, or am I worthy of a job that I actually would enjoy? Or can I trust God to
Uh,
make that switch? So I think that would, I do have people in my life and even clients that kind of have a victim mindset, and I love to empower, and I love
mhm.
to say, you're not called to be a victim. We are victors, not victims. And so I think if I had to price people in this year of clients for career counseling, that would probably be who I'd want to reach.
Okay. I'm totally with you. Not I In fact, it annoys me when people take the victim position. It's like I don't know, it's almost like to me it's like an insult to God. It's like, do you know who you belong to?
Mhm. Christ, we are called co-heirs with Christ. Like,
Yeah.